Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Basically, we're just talking about the cheap airbrush, particularly this three models. It's only $10, this is about $12, and this is probably almost $25–$30. I'm not an expert on airbrush, I'm just showing you the product. All of them are gravity fed. Okay, this is the cheapest one. This is about $10-ish. It only includes the tool and this one and adapter. It uses a 1/8 size thread hose. So you can see this one is, I'm gonna tell you what's the needle it comes with. I'm just gonna put on the bottom here. That's the area where you can put the paint. Next will be, this is, I think they call this the 130, and this one will be the one, I think this is the 190, NT 190. The only thing I complain about this one is basically the finish. If you happen to use acrylic water-based paint, there should be no issue. This one has a different color. It's a I'll show, there's a photo right here what happened because I use lacquer paint or lacquer thinner for my build. So all three of this one have several o-ring systems. I'm gonna show you some of the parts later on. So the only downside on this one, this is pre-painted or something, or manufactured with a coating, and the design is a little bit different. You can basically see it there, and then this is removable. There's an o-ring here which I remove. I'll tell you what's the reason why I remove all the o-rings on this section over. Okay, the next one will be this model. They call it 180 or 180K. Really depends on the country or supplier you're getting. So this one and this one's kind of identical, but I feel this is a little bit heavier, this is a little bit lighter. There's a difference in terms of cavity where you can put the paint. Plastic and the adjustment, the limiter, in terms of you want to limit this. Both of them has this one. Yeah, it's inside the plastic parts over here. And this one has also a air pressure valve control. This two I have no issue in terms of performance because of using lacquer paint. Right now, after removing all the clear part or the layers on the paint, this one works, but a little bit more difficult comparing two of this unit over here. This is the type of paint I'm using at the moment. Yeah, it's basically by Mr. Color. They're lacquer base. I'm using Lacquer Flow as a thinning agent, which I got it from any hardware store, maybe like True Value or Home Depot, anything that's household version. Usually they don't really recommend using their own thinner, but all of them are almost similar in terms of the design. Yep, I don't know if you can see it. This one has an o-ring underneath this nozzle head, has also an o-ring inside. Here there's an o-ring here, and there's an o-ring underneath which control the valves. So it's, if it's got contact with strong paint or thinner, it will expand. In general, all of them has almost the same terms of design, has a lot of o-rings. For me, I think this is a great deal for a $10 airbrush. It's usable for a beginner like me. It's okay. I just only suggest you get something that it's complete with all the nozzles, like sizes of needles and stuff like model. The 180, I got the package instead. Show you, it comes with the hose, cleaning, a water trap, but which normally most of them are defect. Quick release if you happen to want something that's easy to be removed with a airflow valve, a different size of, basically this one, a cap and a nozzle head. It comes with both of them. There's two inside. 5mm needle and a 3mm needles too. So what happened, I did try to order extra for the rest of the unit. I got this one, I got the needle, I got the 5mm needle head, but there's no cap, so I have to buy a cap, so it's missing. So my suggestion, if you happen to find any of these two over here, less headache for you to buy the extra parts for it. Okay, this one, for example, this one costs around about $30, including everything what you see here, needles and accessories. My older airbrush is the Paasche or Millennium. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's okay. I'm happy with this one, but cleaning is basically, it's a longer process because the siphon design of it's more like this way. You have to put the paint here and then it's gonna suck the paint in this area. The good thing about this product is I'm happy with it, I mean everything is kind of larger comparing to the other model. I mean, the nozzles are larger, the needles are larger, and the heads are, I mean, this area, this part is a little bit bigger comparing to the other manufacturer. The good thing is it doesn't have O-rings. Everything is kind of meant for heavy use. The only O-ring parts will be this section over here, and I think this section over here. Okay. And yeah, so just be careful if you happen to have this model. Is basically don't let the paint go through this section because you might damage the O-ring underneath. I don't know if I can show you underneath. Yeah, you can see this is basically controlling the pressure button. There's an O-ring underneath there, so just be careful. No harsh chemical, it will easily damage the O-ring. And then once you fill up the paint, it's basically this one I remove all the O-rings, no O-rings anymore. I removed the O-rings from this section, and the needle cap or nozzle, I removed it also. It still works. Yeah, the only O-ring right now is here and the back part here, which prevents the paint spilling towards this section over here. Product is okay, but just be careful. There's a lot of option colors for this one and this one over here. They have a gold one version of this one, and I think there's a yellow. Just be mindful that if you get something with a color, there's probably a coating over the airbrush. So if you happen to use lacquer paint like what I'm using right here, there's a chance you might damage the coating and clog your airbrush. But don't worry about it, because I think, because this is quite it's new, so I don't really know in terms of long term. I just scrape off all the clear coat and it seems to be working okay. But this one has an advantage, because this one you can put a larger cylinder, but for me it's a little bit disadvantage, because if I want to put smaller paint, or I try to airbrush a smaller section, it's harder for me to see how much paint left, and it's a smaller area that paints go through, comparing with these two models, which I really like. Easy to clean. So basically I just put paint. Once I'm done, I put the lacquer flow or anything that's cleaning. You put the cleaner here, and basically you drain it out, bubble it, put the reverse, anything that's, and then you can pull the needle a little bit closer to the section, not too further in, because you might damage the O-ring. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope to see you in the next one.